Yeah, no, I think it's important to have time throughout the day where you really tap into deep work. I heard this phrase recently. I think we go through our days open to the distractions around us when we leave our phones on or leave our messenger on our computers or don't really have like a really structured schedule. But I think carving out like 3 or 4, I mean, imagine if you carved out 3 or 4 hours and you said, I'm going to do nothing but this single task. I really don't think people schedule their life like that. I think there's just so much task switching that we rob ourselves of that deep focus when you have the blinders on and you're narrowly focused on a single thing. I mean, I think the productivity levels and the creativity levels when you're in that mindset are just like sky high. Like if you're constantly getting interrupted right as you're coming into that flow, right as you're starting to receive the gift from the nothingness from the universe, it's just all that stopping and starting is just not a really great way to manifest.
100%. And I think a lot of people feel that the answer to your point is waking up in the morning from the second they wake up to the moment they go to bed is to fill the space. Like, how can I be as most efficient as possible in filling this space? And I think that there are sometimes days where you need to have that. I think there's balance with everything. But definitely not all the time. And I always invite people to do exactly that, to just block off 3 hours. You can even make it a me time. And what's interesting is when you're alone and making it your me time and walking is when the inspiration comes up because it gives you that space where clarity arises, that clarity and creativity. So I totally agree with you, Jay.
Yeah, nice.
Why do you think that the best answers or ideas are coming in at 2 a.m.? It's
Yeah.
like because you finally have been able to like shut down for a few hours and you're just maybe laying there in the middle of the night. You're like, oh my God, that's a brilliant idea. I got to write this. Or like, that's a great phrase. I got to write this. I mean, the ideas come to you when you're not always busy.
I mean, especially in sales, when it's go, 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 and a lot of salespeople are ADD and they feel like that if they don't feel like they're in constant anxiety, in a constant state of anxiety, then they feel like they need to get into a constant state of anxiety because they're
Yeah.
judging themselves that they're not in that state. Um, there's less is more so much of the time, and that's definitely been a huge learning for me over the last 5 years.